What's going on, guys? This is Miasin and welcome to my Ancient Warriors deck profile. This deck is absolutely fantastic and I love it so much that I'm not even gonna waste too much time with the intro. Actually, I will. A friendly reminder to like and subscribe, blah 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 blah. Check me on Twitch and Instagram, smash the like button so we can make a live stream on it. And now let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm not playing any non-Ancient Warrior monsters, and the reason for that is because the hand traps like Ash, Valor, whatever, they will conflict with the Lufang, and the reason for that is because during the turn you use the quick effect to destroy the face-up monster upon controls with the highest attack. You cannot activate monster effects outside of Ancient Warriors. So yeah, you can play Imperm and Dark Ruler and stuff like that, but I don't really recommend playing Valor and stuff like that because it will conflict. I already said that like 7 times, whatever. Anyways, for the monsters now, 1 Xiao Dei as well as 1 Zhang Yuan and 1 Dong Ying and 1 Liu Zhuan. I completely butchered the names, my bad. But yeah, Xiao Dei can special summon itself whenever a card your opponent controls is destroyed by battle by card effect, even like with their own card effect, and well, by sending one other card from your hand or field to the grave. And also, it has kind of like a Goyo Guardian-esque effect. And another really nice effect is, while you control another Ancient Warrior monster, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and it can be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So it's like a really dangerous Goyo Guardian that can break boards like there is no tomorrow. Very scary card. And this deck can play Rivalry of the Warlords, by the way. Anyways, the fearsome Zhang Yuan is also kind of somewhat similar because it has another effect to summon itself, but this time at the start of the damage step, when your Ancient Warrior monster battles an opponent's face-up monster, you can special summon it, and then the opponent's monster loses 1,000, and if a card or cards your opponent controls is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. So yeah, you can break boards like crazy with these cards. And now the Dong Ying is actually very nice going second, but it can kind of break, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to find ways of like special summoning this card, potentially with the effect of the Ancient Warrior Saga, Deception, and Betrayal, or the Saga 3 Visits. Both of these cards can actually allow you to special summon Ancient Warrior monsters from your hand. So whenever this card is normal or special, you can add your deck for a level set. Well, add 1 level 7 or higher Ancient Warrior monsters from your deck to your hand, or a Ancient Warrior continuous spell or trap. And your opponent has to pay 400 life points to activate any card or effect, so very similar to Masquerade. And if a monster is sent to your opponent's grave, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, draw 1 card. So another very nice effect against tier elements. And for the final one of, it's Liu Zhuan, which is pretty useless going first because it only really has a relevant effect if your opponent controls more monsters than you do. You can send 1 card from your hand or field to summon any Ancient Warrior monsters from your deck. So I guess if you're going first and your opponent goes like Hoffness to like summon a bunch of monsters and they randomly have more monsters than you do, this could actually come in clutch, but the majority of the time this will not really be relevant if you're going first. So if you're trying to go first in this deck, 1 is enough, but if you're going second, like blind second build, you could actually play 2 or 3. Actually, I lied, this is the other one of, it's Zhang Dei, which also is kind of bricky if you play a bunch, because you can only special summon this card if you control 2 or more Ancient Warrior monsters, and if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can actually make this card attack on 2 monsters during this battle phase, and it does gain 300 attack for each monster your opponent controls, so that's, well, during your turn only. So this can actually get a lot of attack, and again, break boards at the speed of light. Now, another card, again, that is only really good going second, not good going first, would be the Loyal Guan Yun. Very similar to Dino Wrestler Pancratops, or I guess Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster, you can summon this card from the hand. This is an activated effect, but it's not once per turn. So if your opponent goes like Appaloosa Negate, you really don't care. You can special summon it again and again and again. This card can single-handedly clear Appaloosa for 4, because it has another effect that reads, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it. And this effect is a hard once per turn, but the Appaloosa will go from 32 to 24, and this monster has 25, so that you can run over the Appaloosa and play on main phase 2. And then finally, we have Triple Lufang. This card is a no-brainer. It's just free real estate. It's the best one, probably, as well as the Sun Mu. And the Zooch Kong is, again, another brick, but you have to play it because you can only really utilize it when you search it from the deck to the hand, either with the effect of Sun Mu or the 3 Visits, not the Tenki, because it does have to be added by the effect of the Ancient Warrior card, unfortunately, and it can negate any spell or trap card by sending a face-up Ancient Warrior continuous spell or trap that you control to the grave. So that's also definitely very nice, but the fact that it's an extender and wind for your Link monster is absolutely fantastic. And the Sun Mu is also a no-brainer, so no reason to really explain that. So 16 monsters in a 40-card deck, a lot of going second cards, of course. So triple copies of Triple Tactic Talents, as well as 2 copies of Triple Tactic Tasking. Whenever your opponent activates a monster effect anytime during the turn, you can either set a normal spell or trap card directly from your deck, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can actually add it and then bypass the drawback of not being able to activate it that turn. So yeah, you can do a lot of nasty things with this card. And then of course Pot of Extravagance for more consistency because the extra deck is not really that important. Triple Dark Ruler main deck, why not? Just a bunch of spells and traps that just break boards without relying on the hand traps. Terraforming, of course, can search Necro Valley or Mystic Mine. 3 copies of 3 Visits. This is another great consistency card. And then Double Tenki, of course, another no-brainer. The one Ancient War Saga, Deception and Betrayal. It is a little bricky. You can consider not playing it, but it does make the, cards like a Tyrannical Dongying a little better sometimes. Well, actually, the name now is Savage Dongying. But yeah, I mean, you also take damage, so I guess in time it's pretty bad. And the effect of like transform a monster's attribute is not like the most relevant thing. And if your opponent controls an Ancient Warrior, you can actually steal it. So in a mirror match, this card is actually super broken. And yeah, that's it for the spells. For the trap cards, Infinite Impermanence, this card actually has indirect synergy with Triple Tactics Tasking if, your opponent activates a monster effect, but they don't have like, like something that you can really capitalize. Whatever, you get the point. You could also play potentially Metaverse and then Metaverse into like a field spell on your opponent's turn with the Triple Tactics Tasking, but you might actually have to bump this card to 3 if you want it to be more live. And finally, the one Evenly Matched, which is not random at all. You can search it with Triple Tactics Tasking. So yeah, this is like, basically in this deck, every one of is not really random because they're always searchable. So yeah, this deck is built to perfection. Don't worry about it. But that's it for the main deck and for the extra deck. It's not super relevant because a bunch of these cards you're never really summoning, but I guess Double Zeus, this card is really nice. Fire Fist Tiger King. You can break boards with this card. You can get Tenki, so you have a follow-up for next turn. I'm a big fan of this card. And then Tornado, Baguska, great against Flunderies because, you're not really winning against Flunderies with cards like Necro Valley or even Mystic Mine. And then Excite on Knight, good going second. Dagusto Emerald, I don't know why this is here. Dweller, yeah, against Ishizu Theomance if you don't have Necro Valley. And for the Link monsters, again, not really relevant outside of this card. So yeah, Access Code, Appaloosa, Unicorn, Firefighting, Darumadal. People used to play this in Lunalight. All you really need is 2 BBWs, and it has a bunch of nice effects. And finally, the only card that you really need would be Ancient Warrior's Oath, Double Dragon Lords. So everyone who ever played Charagade would understand why this card is good. But in its own deck, it's even better, because when it is Link summoned, you can actually search your deck for any Ancient Warriors card, not just a monster. So you can search for spells and traps, even though you're not really playing trap cards because they just slow you down. But yeah, this card also being able to like bounce back stuff and make all of your Ancient Warrior monsters gain 500 attack just makes this card like one of the best cards in the whole deck. So I'm a huge fan of this card as well. And for the idea section, you could be playing Gadarla because again, you can't really play hand traps. So if you play Gadarla, you don't really have to care about the drawback of Lufang. And the Wind Kaiju is always the better one because you can get rid of the Wind Bear statue. Although I will say that this deck can actually win through the Wind Bear statue because you can still special summon Zhang Dei and Loyal Guan Yu, as well as the Zhuch Kong and Double Dragon Lords. The one deck that actually can play going second through the Flunderies board. That is absolutely crazy. And then for the other cards, Pankratops, of course, in a deck that already plays a bunch of Pankratops-esque cards. This card kind of sucks, to be honest. It's only really good if you have like 7 Tenkis, but you only have 2, so it's no bueno. Yeah, don't play Ash. Bahamut Shark and Toad, not really worth it because you only really play like Sun Mu as a level 4 water. I guess you could turn Zhuch Kong into a water with Deception and Betrayal, but I don't really recommend going all the way and committing all that much just for like 1 negate. It's not that good, and this card also kind of just sucks. It's a Monster Reborn whenever like it dies or something, but like who cares? And then, oh yeah, speaking of Monster Reborns, Monster Reborn, yeah, it also sucks. I don't know what's here. Cosmic Cyclone, Forbidden Droplet, whatever. Yeah, but it's like very neggy in a deck that already has to like send a bunch of cards, so I wouldn't really play that in that deck. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.